In today's session, we are going to see some multiple choice questions from chemistry. Which of the following is the correct arrangement of the given metals in ascending order of their reactivity? The metals given are zinc, iron, magnesium and sodium. Here you have to read all the four options carefully. And you have to remember it is in a ascending order, means it is in increasing order of reactivity. So you must be able to recall the reactivity series. See here, iron has got the minimum reactivity as it is at the end of the series over here. Therefore, iron will come first, then zinc, then magnesium, and then sodium, because sodium has a topmost reactivity, and therefore the correct answer over here is A, iron, zinc, magnesium, and sodium. The table given below shows the reaction of few elements with acid and bases to evolve hydrogen gas. Here you can see there are four elements A, B, C, D with acid and base. See A, with acid as well as base, it will produce the hydrogen gas. Yes, yes. B, with acid it will produce hydrogen, but with base it will not. With C, acid it will produce. D, in base it will not produce hydrogen gas, whereas D will not produce a hydrogen gas in acid, but with base it will produce. Now the question is, which of the element form amphoteric oxide? Amphoteric oxide means what? The oxide which will react with both acid as well as base. So here we have to find out a metal which reacts with both acid as well as a base over here, and therefore the correct answer is C, A and the C, because they are reacting with both acid as well as base over here. Here is the question. The table shows below gives information about four substances P, Q and RS. Here you can see the information about melting point, electrical conductivity when it is in solid and when it is either in liquid or aqueous form is given. The substance P, melting point is 1890 Kelvin over here. The conductivity in solid state it is poor. In liquid or aqueous state it is good. For substance Q, melting point is 1210 Kelvin. In solid state it is poor, and in liquid or aqueous state it is good. For R, melting point is 1160. In solid state conductivity is poor, whereas in liquid or aqueous state it is poor. Whereas S, melting point is 295 Kelvin. In electrical conductivity in solid state is good, whereas in liquid or aqueous state is good. Now you have to identify which substance will represent the ionic compound, and the options are P and Q, Q and R, P and S, Q and S. See, the substance which has got a good conductivity in liquid or aqueous solution will produce the ionic compound. This is what we have to remember, and therefore the correct answer is P and Q. See here, for P you will find in solid state conductivity is poor, whereas in liquid and aqueous state it will be good. Same thing for Q also. Here it is poor, but here it is a good. So in solid state that substance should have poor conductivity, but in liquid or aqueous state it must have a good conductivity, so that in liquid or aqueous state it will be able to produce a ion over there. In this question you can see that in this experiment colorless gas is produced. Which of the following is the correct observation of the reaction shown in the setup? The first one, gas turns the lime water milky Second one, it extinguishes a burning splinter. Third one, it dissolves a solution in a sodium hydroxide solution. It has a pungent odor. So before answering, you have to go through this diagram. You can see over here in a test tube there is a acetic acid as well as sodium carbonate. Now from this you have to just recall the reaction. Which gas would have been produced? Yes, it will produce the carbon dioxide gas. Any carbonate on reaction with acid produces what? Carbon dioxide gas. Now this carbon dioxide gas has been passed through the lime water. That means lime water is going to be milky. Therefore, the first option will be correct. Now carbon dioxide gas acts as a fire extinguisher. Therefore, second option is also correct over here. And it dissolves in a solution of sodium hydroxide. Therefore, third statement is also correct. Therefore, the correct answer for this will be a C. That is 1, 2 and 3 statements are correct. The question is, which of the following represents butanoic acid? You can see the options are A, B, C and D. Now here you have to observe them carefully. See, butanoic acid. That means it must contain a group called as COOH. So here you have to see whether all the valencies of carbon are getting satisfied or not. See here you can see COOH is present in the option A. But if you observe the neighboring carbon atoms, they are having only 1, 2 and 3 bonds. The fourth bond is not there. So A cannot become a correct. If you go for B option, here you will find 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 bonds with C. Therefore, B is also not correct. If you go for option number C, you will find here oxygen double bond O is not present. Therefore, C is not correct. If you go for D, you will find the COOH group itself is present and valencies of all the carbon atoms are correctly satisfied. Therefore, the answer for this question is D. So, while answering this type of question, we have to be careful about the valencies and about the presence of particular group over here. Reaction of ethanol with ethanoic acid in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 is called as A. Esterification reaction, B. Addition reaction, C. Substitution reaction, D. Saponification reaction. So the correct answer is esterification reaction because ethanoic acid and ethanol in the presence of H2SO4 will produce a ester. Heating ethanol at 443 Kelvin with excess of concentrated sulfuric acid gives rise to ethanoic acid, ethene, ethane, and ethine. The answer is the ethene over here. In this case, the water molecules get removed. This is called the dehydration reaction, and double bonds are formed between the two carbon atoms and ethene will be produced. Alcohols are converted in carboxylic acid by heating in the presence of substance X over here. Then X will be alkaline KMnO4, acidified K2Cr2O7, concentrated H2SO4. The A 1 or 2, B 1 or 3, C 2 or 3, D 3 only. Here the correct answer is 1 or 2 because alkaline KMnO4 and acidified K2Cr27 acts as oxidizing agent. Thank you. And if you like this channel, you can subscribe it. You can share this video to your friends also so that they can get a benefit of it.